Hey, what's happening, YouTubers? I'm happy to bring you today the Marvel Studios' first 10 years Ultron figure from the Age of Ultron movie in the second Avengers film. Without further ado, let's take a look at the box here. You can see the Age of Ultron logo, and then up at the top, the Marvel Studios' first 10 years. And the side art here, which you can kind of make a cool collage of all of them. If you buy them, you can kind of put them side by side, make a giant collage, which I thought was pretty neat. And then on the back here, a read up on Ultron. You can pause the video if you want to check it out and read it yourself. And then the poster of Age of Ultron as well. And then there's a little scarring on the box. I did a pickup order today because I couldn't really choose my box. I just wanted to pick it up and get it out. And at the bottom's UPC code. You can pause it anytime you want to go check it out, see if you can find it in your area. And on the side here is a read up from the Age of Ultron movie. And without further ado, let's get started on the unboxing. Alright, well, first off, out of the box, I gotta say this figure looks awesome. If you bought the Build-A-Figure series, this is pretty much that, just a repainted version. And man, I gotta say, they did such a good job repainting this, I should say. It's funny because this figure reminds me of like those Terminator figures I had when I was a kid. Maybe because it's a robot and all metallic, basic essentials that remind me of it. Anyways, check out the detailing they put on the face and the eyes. It's just amazing. Kind of reminds me of Jigsaw from the Saw movies. But the paint app, nonetheless, is amazing. I'm glad they added more details to this one than they did to the previous figure from the Build-A-Figure series line. I think it was in 2015 that came out, right around the same time the movie did. But you see the different shading, same articulation as you get with the other figures. On the back, not too much detailing, but they have different shades of gray, which is pretty neat. I'm glad they added that in there. Now, the only thing is I am going to be using this for stop motion. You can see there's a little bend on the leg there. Had I known that would happen, I definitely wouldn't have picked out this figure. But again, I did a pickup order because I always saw it in stock, and I was like, I had to get it. Anyways, it's kind of a double-edged sword with these figures that are being released, because if you got this figure originally with a Build-A-Figure line, and you're like, damn, I bought all those figures and I built this figure, and now they're re-releasing it with a way cooler paint app. Trust me, I totally know how you feel. And speaking of reissue to repaint figures, for size comparisons, this is the Marvel 10 years Ultron figure next to the Marvel 10 years Thanos figure that was released about earlier this month. And this is kind of like a re-release of the Thanos that was a Build-A-Figure line. So trust me, now you guys feel with that, as you saw in that previous picture. But I'm glad they did it, because it looks like they revised a lot of the things that weren't so cool about the original Build-A-Figures when it comes to these guys. For size comparisons, you can see Thanos is a little bit taller than Ultron. Without Thanos in the picture, I thought Ultron would be taller than that. But maybe it's because of the way it's designed. Anyways, awesome scale size. I hope we get to see these two on the screen together. Maybe Avengers 4. Who knows? And for other scale size comparisons, here is the Ultron figure next to the Marvel Legends Infinity War Iron Man Mark 50. I think they did a good job of keeping this up to scale size also with the Iron Man figure. Nothing too much to complain about here. And for one last comparison, here is Ultron next to the Hasbro Hero Visions Basic Series Captain America. When it comes to these villains, it's easy to scale them with these figures, I've learned, like with the Ultron one and also with the Thanos one. However, if I'm doing stop motion and I'm putting them next to Marvel Legends, it doesn't really make much sense because they look like Danny DeVito compared to them. But if I do scenes, I'll probably do it without the Marvel Legends in the shot. And that concludes my review today, YouTubers. Let me know what you think of this figure. I know like Big Bag Toy Store or Entertainment Earth have it up for pre-order for December 2018. Nothing wrong with that, but if you're like me and kind of want to get it now, I know Best Buy has it up there. I saw a post on Instagram and went to go see where they got it from. It looks like Best Buy is selling it now, so I popped on the internet and see if there was any in the area. There was a ton. So if you're looking to get this figure now, definitely check out Best Buy. Like I mentioned before in my second video, Best Buy is a low-key place to get some awesome Marvel Legends figures. That's where I got the original Infinity Gauntlet too. So check that out if you got it in your area. I definitely recommend picking it up. This figure is awesome. If you have any feedback for me, please feel free to leave a comment or message below, and be sure to check out my Instagram at Pack Photos.